right, welcome to a new episode of the wonderful patent pending podcast.
This is Daisy.
This is Wolfgang.
And this is a variety show type podcast where we just do whatever we want because we couldn't decide on one thing to do a podcast on.
And the name of it is...
Subject to Change.
Boom. There she is. There it is.
We're going to go ahead and kick it off with current events. Wolfgang?
So, probably most noteworthy, hilarious, and also terrifying of this week was Trump addressing the UN. And if you missed it, it was like 45 minutes long. And like a bunch of people just kind of skipped out on it, like a guest lecture at a college, where it's like, it's not on the syllabus.
I'm not getting graded on this.
Yeah.
So.
The teacher's not going to be there, so it doesn't even matter. And essentially, probably the highlights of it were he went out off script and said that North Korea is being led by a suicidal rocket man, to which he's referring to Kim Jong-il. And,
Elton John.
Yeah. And Elton John at the same time, which is a nice double reference. Elton John-un, or whatever. And, also, so that was, like, probably the most craziest part. And then, as well as that, he also got laughed at when he started, he said probably something along the lines of, it's not that socialism had been implemented, it's that socialism was faithfully believed in, was why Venezuela was failing, and then a bunch of people laughed at him after he said that. He paused for applause, but then a bunch of people just laughed at him, and then he paused for so long that eventually people clapped to get him to keep talking, and then he did the weird robotic shift where he moves his
because
neck.
He's actually a reptilian.
Yeah.
Because he's actually the reptilian.
When he was adjusting his reptilian scales inside of his skin. And then also pleasantly after that, Kim Jong-un later responded to Trump after saying that and called him a dotard. Which is a really cool word.
It's a really cool word.
So, retard stems from a person being inherently kind of mentally not
retarded.
as strong. Yeah, which is it was a medical term and now it's kind of a derogatory term, which, whatever. But a dotard is when someone becomes senile, is kind of how those two words relate. So it's like someone in a similar state as the old-fashioned word of mental retardation.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Landez, okay? And I know him as a man who was a film fanatic, and then now he essentially lives in Mexico and also just does a bunch of cool shit, and, just crushes it all day. Daisy, why don't you also introduce him fully?
Longtime friend of both Wolfgang and I's. We've gone to school long time. In middle school, we had a band together called the Ghost Dragons. And Charlie, take it away. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Happy to be here.
Nice.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, happy to see old faces and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing you've watched recently?
Oh, wow.
Movie, TV show?
I mean, I just brought up before we started recording the new season of Rick and Morty has been very impressive.
Very delightful.
Yeah, I'm making an okay hand sign.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll be honest, I wasn't, a huge fan of the first two seasons. Not that I didn't like it, but it wasn't anything that, took me away, took me to a different place. But this
Crazy.
The new season really, it's impressive, and I've been a huge fan.
Yeah. Because I feel like Rick and Morty is one of the most overhyped shows, but it's almost deserved.
Yeah.
Almost.
It's really good, but it also everyone's fucking sucking on its dick really hard. Yeah.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Because, it's pushing boundaries.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Whoa,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a problem with it where people would bring up things that Rick and Morty did, and they'd make them sound like it was the Rick and Morty that invented that thing.
Yeah.
But
And I'm like,
it's not.
it's not. You watch The Simpsons or even Futurama, and those shows were doing that, but Rick and Morty just brought it
To fruition.
Yeah. And every single episode so far that I've noticed has it's essentially influenced by one or more sci-fi movie that's already exists.
Yeah.
Lawnmower Man was essentially Lawnmower Dog. The episode was based off of Lawnmower Man, where this gardener got super intelligent from this crazy scientist. It's a super crazy movie that I want to watch. Yeah, so long story short, everyone's fucking stupid except for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to go ahead and kick off our current events section, and I'm going to go ahead and start it off. A coffee company called Death Wish Coffee had to recall some of their canned cold brew because it can actually kill you. Botulism bacteria was growing inside the can, which it's kind of funny because it makes you like really sleepy and fucked up looking, and like you can't lift your own eyelids and stuff, which is crazy because it's coffee. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So
There's
Death Wish Coffee can actually kill you.
Dichotomy there, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really
full circle.
some not false advertising.
And I'm just gonna throw this in here. Oh,
very, very
delightful.
satisfying. Yeah. So I recently heard about Trump addressing the UN, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, it went very well. And probably the highlights of it, Trump was talking about North Korea and the whole pleasant, escalating North Korea crisis, both through tweets and official statements from Kim Jong-un. And he went on to say that Kim Jong-un was a suicidal rocket man.
Elton John reference.
Yeah. Elton Kim Jong-un. Yeah.
Elton
Un. And as well as, you know, putting us closer to the brink of nuclear war, which is always pleasant to hear about in the news, he made a remark about socialism, saying how when it was implemented in Venezuela, it's not bad because it was implemented, it was bad because it was faithfully implemented, which was met with a bunch of laughter, and then an awkward pause until people politely applauded so that he would keep talking.
He calmly waited.
Yeah, he diligently looked into the crowd
until somebody started to clap.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
It's a great tactic. Just force people to clap so you'll finish.
Uncomfortably stare at them until they finally start clapping at you.
When making a speech, which is always great. Yeah. All right.
Large crocodile from Queensland, Australia, was killed. I didn't look too far into it. It just said that it was killed. I don't know if somebody shot it or it died. But they're really worried about the rest of the crocodiles because it was the biggest one and it was the most dominant over like a really big area. So they're afraid that the other ones are going to start killing each other like real quick.
Whoa.
Like the role for dominance is going to start kicking off real hard.
That's like when Pablo Escobar died. Did
you
hear about that? Yeah,
yes.
It's the same thing. Yeah. A power vacuum in the crocodile
Yeah,
world.
there's just like nobody knows. Somebody's got to be in charge and we don't know who it's going to be. So.
What do you think gators' names are? What do you think if the gators call each other?
I don't know. Scaly.
Yeah, I was going to say scales.
Scales.
One would be scales, and one would be
Dino.
tails, and one would be scar, I imagine.
Scar. Oh, definitely scar.
There's a scar in there, yeah. All right. Do you want to move to the next section?
Yeah, I got trivia for you. We're doing trivia. I got 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, do we have a trivia intro song? No.
No, I don't know.
Copyright infringement. Go on. All right, yeah.
We'll put something in. We'll put and in. All right. And here's trivia with Wolfgang and Daisy and guest starring Charlie. Wolfgang, I'm going to go ahead and hit you with some Trump trivia.
Okay.
Very exciting stuff. I started diving into this and loved every second of it.
Nice.
Turns out there's a lot of fun stuff to learn about our current president.
Can Charlie help me?
Yes.
Do you want to collab on? Okay,
yes,
so
I love that. I love that actually.
And then, so just so you're aware, it's 2 truths and a lie. Daisy's going to say 3 things, and then we got to figure out which one is fake.
We're basically stealing from that one radio show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That shall remain no credit. No credit to them. Yeah.
Moving right along. All right. 2 truths and a lie. Donald Trump. In 1990, Spy magazine sent the richest people in America checks worth 13 cents to see who would cash them, and Trump was the only one that did.
Oh no.
Trump once starred in Sabrina the Teenage Witch as a guest star. And the only person that Trump lets cut his hair is Melinda Trump, his wife. Let me fucking hit you with those.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I worked really hard on these ones.
Because I think Melinda Trump also in her autobiography had a section about how Donald Trump like abused her at some point, and then she was like, "Your hair only looks like that because you got scalp reduction surgery."
Ooh,
And then he like hit her
what the fuck
and
is scalp
did
reduction?
some like marriage rape on her, which but yeah, it's essentially where they like cut out your bald patch and then sew your head together closer.
Ew.
And it simultaneously is a facelift and a bald spot
Ew,
fixer. It's
that's
really
fucking awful.
it's a double whammy, yeah.
Ew.
Whew. But I feel like he's had to have his haircut since.
It doesn't make you look really surprised all the time, because I feel like that'd be
like
the only benefit of like
raising your eyebrows and you're like, wow. I'm gonna go. Charlie? Do you have any input?
I mean, I think the last one has to be a lie. I don't see them
interacting, interacting in such an intimate way.
I feel like that's
Laying your hand on Trump without getting paid. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. Yes. Boop,
final
I press
answer.
the button.
Incorrect.
Whoa!
Right?
Yeah.
I did exaggerate a little bit. He gets his hair cut by Melania Trump. I don't know if it's the only person he lets cut his hair, but I know that he gets his hair cut by his wife.
Yeah, I assumed it wasn't all the time forever, but go on.
The lie was that he starred in a Sabrina the Teenage Witch episode.
Because I know he was in Home Alone too.
He was in a lot of cameos. He was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Whoa,
he was in a ton of shit, but not that.
Sandlot too.
Yeah.
There was like
he knows Macaulay Culkin.
There's a lot of people that said he was in that episode, and I had to do a lot of research to find out that he wasn't.
Wow.
Like I did a lot of because somebody said that Ringo Starr and Trump were in the same Sabrina the Teenage Witch episode. And I was like, that's
incredible.
Well, I was like, holy fuck, that'd be the best fact to put in here for our fucking shit ass podcast.
Whoa,
and I was like super excited about it. And then I nothing was adding up. And I was like, I gotta figure out if it's the truth or not. I'm not gonna just fucking blurt this out on the internet if we ever put it on the internet, which we might not.
Yeah.
But there you go. There's the truth. And he did cash that check. He did cash the check for 13 cents because he's a cheap ass bastard, dude. Spy Magazine was like, let's find out who the worst fucking people are.
Yeah. Cha-ching!
Boom.
President is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I have the arts category, and for this particular time, I went into street art.
Wait, Charlie gets to tell me, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Charlie's helping out both of us both times. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, Charlie. I don't know how much you know about street art, but it's about to get rizzle.
Okay.
Which is a street art term for real. Which is
it Banksy?
Say, it's all about each
Banksy.
one is about Banksy. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a relatively commonly known fact that American spray paint cans aren't made as well as in European and New Zealand, like Australasian countries.
I could definitely believe that.
Because, for whatever reason, in America, we've just been doing it the cheapest way possible, aka also the same way that it's been done before.
Uh-huh.
But in New Zealand, they've been doing things such as putting the little sprayer nozzle closer to the edge of the can to make it easier to control so you can get closer.
Oh.
They've been doing things where the can overall is a lower pressure, so you get a more consistent spray for longer throughout the can.
Mm.
And something about that I didn't fully understand about adjusting the paint mixture so that it sprays better.
Uh-huh.
So that's fact number one.
Okay.
That superior spray paint cans come from New Zealand / some parts of Europe.
Okay.
Fact number two. David Cho is the wealthiest of all time street artist. Okay? I don't know if you know who David
I don't know
Cho
who
is.
he is.
It's not Mr. Brainwash. It's not Banksy. But it's actually the young man who, I think it's in 2006, did a deal with Facebook where he spray painted their corporate offices.
Yeah.
And instead of getting paid $60,000 in cash, he got paid something like 3,000 shares, I think. And then once the Facebook IPO went public, those shares are valued at $56 a piece, and they only went up from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now he's valued at $150 million.
Okay.
So that's number two. Fact number two.
Okay.
Number three, Mr. Brainwash, who became famous or infamous from Exit Through the Gift Shop movie, which I think we've all seen, right?
We've all seen it.
So in that movie, he becomes gains popularity by basically essentially copying other people's work.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of pushes the boundary of what it means to directly rip off and or pay homage to people and stuff like that. And he does a lot of stuff that basically other people have already done. And throughout his career, he's been sued at least 30 times. So, just for various, like, lawsuit things, Run DMC was, like, a big one that I noticed, and I think, like, the people that own the rights to Elvis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, in his career, he's been sued over 30 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that's fact number 3.
It's not the first one. The first one seems really true, because Wolfie had a lot to back that up with.
Or he's just...
He's just really knowledgeable on spray painting.
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel like it's the David Choi guy. I don't know who he is, though.
I feel like that I mean, I've heard of the guy. I've heard of him, and it's a funny story why I've heard of him. I'll tell you guys after we figure out what the lie is.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious about that story. But go on.
Balls to the wall. Let's just go with the second one. I'm gonna trust my gut.
You're gonna go with the second one, David Cho, the richest street artist.
Second guessing it now, but I'm gonna go with it anyway.
Okay, all right. Final answer. We're locking it in.
Yeah,
it is incorrect.
Damn
David Cho is worth $150 million
because he did the Facebook thing.
Because he did work for Facebook. Yeah, and
fuck yeah, David Cho, go get good on you.
Yeah, so that's just like, and I'm sure there's like a lot of street artists after that have just kind of like banked on that and have not succeeded.
Yeah.
But startup world is incredibly risky.
I'm so curious what the lie is.
Are you curious? Ready?
Is it the first one?
It's in New Zealand. Mr. Banksy did not get sued 30 times. He's only gotten sued like 7 times,
really?
Which is insane.
Even though
to me.
that he fucking copies
all
everybody?
he does is rip off people. But
well, I think he likes it though, because that's like kind of like the whole point is like
that's
the attention of it, and
yeah.
like I'm sure all the street artists are like, yeah, that's fucking whatever.
And as well as that, like I feel like a lot of street artists just don't have the money to sue somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
The
one professional street artist that I know, like I babysit for him, and he makes sense to me by like tattooing and shit. Like,
It really seems like a
he lives in Aurora.
system.
He lives in Aurora, and he travels to Copenhagen a lot, but like he lives in Aurora, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
he's still in Aurora.
They're not. It's not a glamorous lifestyle. Charlie, what's your story?
Hit me with the David Cho.
So I didn't recognize the name at first, but when you were explaining more, got paid to do the mural for Facebook. I remembered this time that my dad, I'll explain a little more who my dad is in case you guys put this on the internet.
Just on the off chance.
He owns a restaurant in Denver, and he prides himself in having hip, cool art in his space.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he was telling me, this guy David Cho wants to do a mural at Studio City. Like, my friend hooked me up with him, and we're, like, talking, and he's sending a representative, and he's going to do a mural.
Whoa.
So this guy shows up to do the mural, and he's, like, this wook dude.
Fucking mook.
Dreaded out. Yeah. And he climbs up to do the mural on this piece of wall in Studio City, and he just draws the most fucked up schizophrenic shit in all black paint. And guests are looking at it like, what is this?
Who let this homeless man in our restaurant? Just gave him a spray paint.
Like, it's not even David Cho himself, it's like a David Cho
in person.
Like,
in person.
Yeah, but he's not even trying to impersonate.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck.
It's David Chow.
Yeah, David Chow.
So no one knows what happened to that guy after he left. And
did he finish the mural?
It was terrible.
Oh my god!
It was terrible. It was awful.
Shit.
And,
sick.
Did they paint it over?
Yeah, we eventually ended up painting over it.
Holy
that's just like the greatest.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just a one-hit wonder at the Facebook wall.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't David Cho. And
he's got scammed.
My dad got scammed hard.
Yeah, David Cho's sitting someone over. And
they just they just said some fucking wook they found on the 16th Street Mall. And it's like, no.
Some busker will spray for money. Yeah.
No one knows how it happened, but if you go into Studio City and you see the flaming heart on the black background, that was what was supposed to be a David Cho.
Essentially,
that's the not David Cho painting. Yeah.
All right, this one I made pretty short and sweet because I was trying to make quick facts. Okay, these are planet facts, so I hope you're fucking studying in 5th grade. The entire surface area of Pluto is smaller than Russia. Fact number 1. Fact number 2. Venus is the hottest planet. Fact number 3. Neptune is the coldest planet.
The weird part is that those all sound wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, one of those has to be a lot.
Let me go through it side by side. I feel like Pluto would be just a little bit larger than Russia, but almost the same size.
You
But I
think
feel like
I
it
would
would
fuck
be
you that
colder
way?
than-
I don't know.
I
You
feel
know,
like it
you
would
think
be
I'd
colder
go
than
that
Neptune,
low?
And I
just
feel like
because
Pluto
it's
would be-
farther away
yeah.
from the sun.
I agree with that. Pluto would be colder than Neptune, and I feel like Mercury would be the hottest.
But Pluto's not a planet.
Right?
Yeah.
And yet 2 of those are facts,
But
motherfucker.
Pluto's not
Boom!
a planet.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah,
But
all
I
right.
never said that it was.
It's a dwarf planet.
Yeah, I
Which
never.
isn't the same as
At
a
no
planet.
point did I say that Pluto's a planet. I just said that the surface area is smaller than Russia.
Okay, but you did
But
say
you
that
did
Neptune
say-
is the closest. Neptune
No,
is
I
locked
said
in as a fact.
coldest
The coldest
planet.
what? The coldest planet. Yeah, okay.
I said
So,
Neptune is the coldest planet.
That eliminates Pluto, so Neptune is the coldest planet,
Yeah.
I believe.
With Pluto not being a planet. Right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say. Well, I don't know, Charlie. What's your gut
You
instinct?
got it on this one because
I have no fucking clue.
Now I don't
Okay.
know.
I did a good fucking job with this one. I worked
So-
really hard on this one.
Just to give you my credentials, I love planets so much that I live on one. Okay. I don't live in a spaceship like those goddamn ISS people because they're a bunch of
Bastards,
fucking
nerds.
So we're the 4th planet from the sun, right?
Well, that's the third. That's third rock from the sun, like that TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I backed him up. I just
So-
blindly followed you, Charlie.
So Venus is what? The
Second,
second, so what's the first?
Mercury.
Wouldn't it be hotter? Or is it just because Venus is made of just lava?
Well, so Venus has a lot more acidity in its atmosphere, and it has more of an atmosphere overall, which could retain more heat potentially. But then I feel like at the hemispheres, and I also don't know. Are you measuring like the average temperature? Like, what temperature is Earth at any given point? Because there's like ice caps as well as the equator. Whew, you're really throwing me for a GD loop.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Balls to the wall.
I think Pluto is really small, so I'm gonna go with Venus being the hottest planet.
Mm-hmm.
Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
Lock it in. Locked in.
Incorrect.
What the fuck?
Venus is the hottest planet, gets up to 836 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's toasty. All right.
Uranus is actually the coldest planet.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh.
Right? It gets down to like 371
How does it-
below zero.
Why is Neptune?
Well, they exclude Pluto.
But
Neptune's farther away, but it's made up of different gases. That's why Venus is the hottest.
Oh.
Because
the
Mercury's
same
like a
reason.
shit ass rock just floating
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Okay. It
Whereas
doesn't
Venus-
catch anything.
Exactly. Venus traps all that shit in. Same with Uranus.
My Uranus has a lot of gas.
Uranus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uranus is the closest. Although it is not the farthest, Neptune is the farthest, but Uranus gets far colder.
You blew my fucking mind.
I
Yeah.
I was
That
really
was
proud
really
of that
good.
one. I was
Yeah.
really proud of that
was a
one.
good one.
It's those short and quick answers that like you never fucking
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
When you're using words like hottest and coldest.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, 'cause
Using
like,
science terms
whoa.
like coldest.
Which is
Fuck.
crazy because neither of those are like the I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go for yours.
Okay, so
I'm really good at this.
this
I
one-
tried really hard for you.
yeah, thank you. That was great. Yeah.
You're welcome, podcast.
That's some gold level. That's some gold platinum record podcasting. That's some Emmy award winning drama. All right, so in this category, I went with future weapons. Which I mean, if you've seen that TV show Future Weapons, which I haven't, I assume
I
it's
also
really
haven't.
cool.
I
Yeah,
assume it's cool too.
it sounds really cool. So I'm just gonna go through and list you some future weapon facts that our uncle can probably back up because he works on future weapons like railguns and shit.
Yeah.
But he shall remain nameless, our uncle.
But he is definitely related to us.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's definitely
And you can
an
definitely
older male
find
in the
him, yeah.
family. You can find him through Facebook. All right. Fact number 1. So these are all. Wait, let me just double check that this is correct. So these are all like prototype potential weapons that are being developed.
Okay.
So these are almost not even facts anyway. So I'm sorry for that. But here's what they are. There's a centrifugal gun that essentially like spins at an incredible rate, and using small explosions, it can shoot up to 120,000 rounds
Whoa.
in a second.
Rounds of what? Just fucking
I assume shit that flies
Something
really fast.
else.
Yeah.
something that your body ain't gonna take right.
You're not gonna like it, yeah. And like when I saw it, looked so like the picture that they have, like I can't find too much more about it, but it's like 2 pistol grips connected to like
Like a disc or like a
essentially a big disc. It looks kind of like the Star Trek spaceship,
Oh.
but instead of like the 2 engines coming out, it's like 2 pistol grips.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
super cool.
And I didn't understand how it works or anything about it, but that's what the facts were.
Mm-hmm.
They're also developing a laser that doesn't get hot, like most like the green lasers, or if you've seen any of those, they can like pop balloons and light matches and shit.
Yeah.
They're working on like a cold laser
Oh.
that can kind of like project the opposite of heat over distance or whatever. And they said that it doesn't have a color, but you can like essentially, I mean, the example I used was like a laser pointer. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's kind of lazy writing in this article that I read. But it's essentially like a freeze-ish ray.
Yeah.
And then they said, I don't know, like some kind of military use or something, or upsetting people.
Uh-huh.
And then the last one,
Making people uncomfortable.
yeah, which is probably the most insane one, is the Russians are developing a zombie gun, quote unquote. I'm doing hand quotes.
Hand quoting at the computer.
Yeah, hand quoting at the computer. Yeah. And it's essentially a gun that when they shoot you, it has like a thing in it that comes out, like I don't know if it's like a fluid or like a sound wave or something, and it essentially reduces your higher functions, and they're also working on something that can make you aggressive towards whatever's around you. It's not exactly a zombie, but an aggressive dumb person.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like half of Americans.
Yeah, right.
Whoa, no!
I don't understand this and it upsets
But I'm
me.
upset.
Yeah. I'm gonna start swinging. Yeah.
Oh,
so those
man.
are your three weapons
So the
to
zombie
choose from.
gun, the freeze gun. I feel like the freeze gun's not real because he said it didn't have a light or a different. It didn't have a color. It didn't have a color. But I feel like a laser would have to. Oh, maybe.
Do you know what laser stands for?
No.
It stands for something. I don't remember.
Yeah. Did you get that from Parks and Rec? Did you get that from Parks and Rec? Because that's where I know that from.
I knew that before Parks and Rec.
We're doing some light research while we're in the midst of the podcast.
It's a light amplification by stimulated emissions of radiation.
Excuse you.
Yeah, excuse me.
Fuck all. I don't know what that is.
Charlie?
Maybe I'd say the third one.
Yeah, the zombie one.
Yeah. That one just seems like there's so much going on there that it's...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can believe it. I don't know. It's the first or the second one. The first
The
one
Russians
I really
are silly. Yeah.
The Russians are silly. He's taking us for a loop. I feel like it's the third one.
Where you know what, Mr. Freeze type scenario? Ice to see you.
Ice to see you.
Why don't you cool off? Yeah. Or
let off some steam.
Charlie, have you seen Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
He has like this lead pipe. It's like the final battle with the bad dude,
Mhm.
who's literally just like this dude with a pot belly who looks kind of strong, but he just has a pot belly and a machine gun and a chainmail vest. But it's like modern day, and he's wearing big chainmail.
Oh, sweet.
And then in the
Super
final
sweet.
battle, Arnold gets the upper hand, and he has this like lead pipe that's probably like 4 or 5 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
And the dude is like, "Whoa," and he's like stumbling backwards, and Arnold takes the pipe and throws it into him, and it stabs through him, and then stabs past him and into a steam pipe,
Oh,
and then it shoots out a bunch of steam, and then Arnold says, "Why don't you let off some steam?"
It's
Nice.
fucking
Yeah.
So
incredible.
they built a lot around that scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of
They were like,
working up.
how can we incorporate let off some steam
Yeah.
into the movie?
It seems like Arnold Schwarzenegger's 90s acting career was built off of these phrases that had a movie built off of them. For example, True Lies, when he says you're fired,
Yeah,
and then
you're
they
fired.
shoots a missile through.
a man hooked onto a missile through a building into a helicopter full of terrorists.
Full of terrorists.
And he's
yeah.
fired.
And he's in a Harrier.
He's in a Harrier fucking
He's like
jet,
a secret agent that knows how to fly a Harrier jet.
And he's got that super hot wife.
Jamie Lee Curtis,
Yeah.
that I had always assumed was like a lesbian type scenario. Well, she always
Is
had
it 'cause
short
she had short
hair.
hair?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
because she had short hair? Wolfgang?
Well,
It's
she's
just-
always in the Activia commercials.
Yeah, she's always talking about
And
her
she
poop.
does always have
Yeah.
You know, she's like, my BMs are fucking solid. Yeah.
Full circle,
Yeah.
let's go with the third one.
Okay, third one, Russian gun, locking it in.
Yeah.
Make the lock-in noise.
Mm.
Ka-cha.
Okay. Is that
Shaka!
what locked in means to you guys? It's not like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, open up the
That sounds like
case,
something was
turn the
open.
key.
Yeah, that was an
Everybody-
opening sound.
you gotta click, and then you gotta push the button at the same time.
What about one of these?
Yeah,
Are you?
Is that
Do you
correct?
make
It's locked
Macintosh
in.
noises?
It's
Do you
locked
make
in.
Macintosh
Oh, that's
noises?
a Mac noise for sure.
Yeah,
Damn
it is.
Okay. So actually, the zombie Russian gun is real.
Fuck off.
There's neurotoxins that have both of those effects that they basically put inside of a bullet, and I guess
like a tranquilizer.
Yeah. The bullet shoots out, and then when it hits you, it like deteriorates enough to let those toxins in your bloodstream, and then you're both shot, and then you're like
Stupid and aggressive.
disoriented and stupid and aggressive. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's really
That's
neat.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one was
Yeah, what was the lie?
Fake one is the cold laser. 'Cause I don't know.
Damn it!
That doesn't
I
make
fucking knew
any
it.
sense.
I fucking knew
Yeah,
it.
that was a
I
good call,
fucking
yeah.
knew it.
Uh,
I knew that was some bullshit.
Yeah.
With fucking,
Gotcha.
That's
Point
not how
Wolfie.
lasers work.
So every single one was,
All right.
no one got any of them.
Yeah.
yeah, that was great. We tricked each other. Really
That
good.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really good at this. All right, Charlie, we have some trivia for you.
Cool.
This is specifically for Burning Man because our friend Charlie here has been to Burning Man. Was it twice now?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
Two times.
now.
We're trying to get him drunk enough to admit some crazy shit that he's done. So,
Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah.
this is your fact number 1. It costs an estimated $16 million to produce Burning Man every year.
True or false?
That's true.
That is true.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
good,
crazy.
Good
yeah.
work.
And I think it's like each ticket is roughly $400 per person, and
And
then
there's like
multiply that
200,000. No,
3 to 4,000 people. I think, right?
70,000.
70. Okay.
I thought it was 20,000.
There was
The thing I read-
70,000.
The thing I read said 40.
All-
yeah,
all of
that's
us were
crazy.
incorrect.
Okay, yeah.
All of us were incorrect.
So there's like a couple of people.
But can
there.
you
Whatever.
buy it? Do you have to buy a ticket or can you get in? Or can you just set up fucking camp?
I didn't have to buy a ticket, but that's because I was working.
Oh,
Man?
neat. Okay, so you like were a staff person or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you about that. Is that
Okay.
hard? It's like, what did you do? What was your responsibilities?
I was a part of the operations team for
Uh-huh.
first camp.
Is that where you
Oh.
kill people?
How many camps are there?
There's a shit ton of camp, but there's only one first camp,
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
and
Whoa.
that's the first camp.
Is that- Is that like the high profile clients?
It's like the founders and everybody, and
And the billionaires doing, yeah, go on.
Sergey Brin was there. Prince of Denmark was there.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh, you're fucking
Crazy,
serious?
yeah.
David de Rothschild.
The Rothschild? Whoa, yeah. Was
No,
Jared Leto there?
He was there, but he probably wasn't at first camp.
Okay,
I
yeah.
probably didn't recognize him if he was. He was probably
Yeah.
wearing some crazy disguise.
Yeah.
The ops team, our job was sorting the trash.
Oh,
Whoa.
neat.
Okay.
I got to sort all of these billionaires' trash.
Nice.
What did they throw away?
I'll give you some insight here.
Checks of worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking giving it
Blank
out. I'm
checks.
giving it out.
Yeah.
Larry Harvey, the fucking founder of Burning Man, doesn't sort his trash.
Oh, nice.
So he doesn't care about what's recyclable
Yeah, he doesn't.
and what's glass or any of that shit. And he probably smokes like 2 packs of Marlboro Golds a day.
Wow.
Because 80% of that dude's trash was just empty packs of Marlboro Golds.
That's amazing.
Interesting. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so Larry Harvey.
Because I assumed, like, once I got rich enough, I wouldn't have to separate my trash from recycling. Like, it would all just be one whole, yeah.
One whole thing.
That's crazy,
one rich
but-
people trash can.
Garbology really is, like, an interesting profession. Like, definitely underrated.
Do
Yeah.
the third one.
I didn't even get the second one.
Yeah,
Is
but
that-
we want to mix it up.
Is that this one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's this one.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, we're doing trivia. I got it.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah.
True or false?
True or false, Charlie? Over 40 people have died at Burning Man over the course of its roughly
False.
20 years?
Way more people have died than that.
Whoa.
Well, you know what's crazy though is you're right that it's wrong, but it's way less people.
No, I gotta say more people have died.
You
than
think
that?
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause,
except
like, so-
recorded deaths.
Recorded deaths, from what I found online,
And
is
it's like less than
about 10 to like 15.
if that. It's
I
less
feel
than
like
50 for sure.
back when Burning Man was starting,
Yeah, this
a
was
lot of people died and no one was
yeah,
talking
nobody
about
was
it.
not. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
this was.
definitely possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is,
Like-
I mean, those statistics, all that we found was from when they moved it to the desert
To
from
the
San
Black Rock
Francisco.
Desert, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
so, but that was like that was like what?
Early.
Like
It was
27 years ago or something
96,
crazy?
I think.
Yeah.
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 I don't
super early
know.
90s.
A guy died this year though.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
crazy. Were you there for that? Like, how?
Did you see
I
him?
was physically there for the burn, but I didn't see him run into
That's, yeah.
because
Like,
it's massive. There's
Did
everybody.
they pull him out at all?
Well, so
'Cause-
there's like, I knew one of the guys, Sparky. He was like one of the volunteer
Sparky?
firefighters
that's
there.
a cool.
Sparky.
He's a firefighter
Yeah.
named Sparky.
Yeah.
Love him already.
Adore it.
Yeah.
Adore it.
And he was watching the perimeter, and basically the guy had to break through like 2 perimeters of people to get to the burn,
Yeah.
and he was like juking them and like stiff arming them and shit.
Whoa.
And he got into the
So he has
fire.
linebacker experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
he could
Yeah.
have
And-
very well made a professional footballer.
He just dives in right when it starts to like crumble. So
Oh, God.
all these firefighters like, we're not gonna go like
Into that to save
kill
this.
ourselves. Like,
Yeah,
we're not
for
going
this guy
to.
who clearly wanted to be inside of the fire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
that's-
fell.
Nuts.
They retrieved him out of the fire, and then he died like 6-7 hours later.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should talk about some other fun ways that people have died because Wolfie and I did a lot of research into it. One lady was trying to get she was trying to get closer to who? It was like the actual burning person, was it?
The
she
man?
was maybe. She was like standing on top of a car and was like
Oh, yeah. So she was on an art car and it was like driving around. And then I think she literally just saw like a different stationary art thing that she wanted to check out.
Jumped off and got her head run over.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know people that were on that art car.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the lady who had an aneurysm. That
Yeah.
just like had
It's just
nothing.
like-
she
Yeah.
had nothing to do with Burning Man. She just like and died.
Yeah. So that's like anytime we know somebody that had an aneurysm. Those are scary.
Yeah,
And
they
that's
are
just like
scary.
a
They just
bummer.
happen randomly.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
anyone can get it. So go on.
The one dude who was on a motorcycle and ran like head on collision with
Yeah.
a van that like had their lights like didn't have their lights on or anything
Shit.
and just like black man
Yeah.
boom. But yeah, there's like and they said that there's like there was a suicide. Don't know anything about it. I just read one blurb about it that was like some guy hung himself
Yeah.
Yeah, that
at
makes
Burning
sense.
Man, which
I mean,
is
there was-
strange. Why would you bring
Seems
yourself?
like a real, yeah.
There was a guy that he ran into the fire.
That's true,
Yeah,
but was
that
he?
seems real neat.
Yeah.
Where so like, because I know it's like in the shape of a giant man, and then that's on fire. But like, is there a base of like kindling at the bottom, or is it like just falling off bits of fire?
It's different every year.
Okay, because this year it was a man inside of like a circle, right?
It was a
Yeah.
man. No, that was last year. 'Cause
Oh,
the
okay.
thing was Da Vinci's workshop last year, so they made him into the Vitruvian Man.
Oh,
nice.
that's sick
And he
shit.
was supposed to like turn, but they fucked up and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's a
And
lot
this
of-
year he was in this big like temple type thing. You went in and there was like gongs and like
Yeah.
weird,
Whoa.
but there's no metal in the whole thing, so it's all jointed out of wood. And the
Yeah.
guy's like, the man's like 60 feet tall or something, and they just dump gasoline on it and light it on fire.
Just fucking let her go.
Yeah,
How tall was it this year? Do you know?
he was like almost 60 feet tall.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I got a picture of him.
Okay, yeah, because I saw pictures of the temple, but
Yeah.
so like, was he on near the temple? Was he in the temple?
So it's like there's the temple, and then probably like
You should explain what you're
100
doing with your hands while you do it.
Okay, so the whole city's shaped like a clock, so it's like, or I guess like half of a clock. So
Half circle.
Yeah, the middle is 6 o'clock,
Okay.
and then as you go out, the streets are numbered by
The-
times.
Oh wow.
So
Oh,
it goes
cool.
like 6 o'clock, 6:15, 6:30, 7
And those
o'clock,
are the street names.
and then it goes down A, B, C, D. So that's the
That's cool.
grid.
Oh wow.
And then the middle of it, where is the playa, which is where all of the crazy art is.
Yeah.
And then right out from 6 o'clock is the man. And then like 100 yards after the man is the temple.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's like the farthest
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet.
That's pretty cool. That's crazy though. Yeah.
It's cool.
Let me hit you with the our last true or false here. There was at Burning Man this year. There was an erection contest held at the Slut Garden, adjacent to
Totally.
the Orgy Dome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That definitely happened.
Did you see
Damn
it?
it.
Were you, or what? Did you visit the Orgy
I didn't
Dome?
realize
or-
that
I've
you were.
never been to the Orgy Dome. I have seen Slut Garden.
Were you
before.
in the Slut Garden or have you seen it?
Were you?
I
Yeah.
went and danced in Slut Garden for a little bit.
Oh,
It was pretty
nice.
fun. Yeah,
Nice.
but I can totally see there being an erection contest.
Yeah, they had the Slut Olympics.
So there's probably like some kind of social norms to the Slut Garden. Were you familiar with any of those? Like, because it's probably not. It's probably more extreme than like a dance floor in like a shitty like bro part of town, but it's probably less extreme than the Orgy Dome. So where?
Right.
Yeah, will you explain where that middle ground is?
I mean, it's less extreme because just in the Orgy Dome, everybody's just fucking each other.
Okay.
Wow.
So it just
Is it an actual dome?
yeah, it's a tent dome.
Oh, it's the only.
Bigger than
It's
this
like one of the
house.
only places that's air conditioned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Oh,
is
that's
weird.
it.
Yeah.
No,
That's what
that's
I- yeah.
fair. That's fair.
That's what
Yeah,
I've heard.
that
I
makes
mean,
Yes.
if you're fucking all day,
I
you're
don't
probably
wanna
gonna
be
want
fucking in the
something.
desert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
gonna be hot and gross,
Yeah.
even more so than.
So it's like,
An
what are the
orgy.
do's and don'ts of the Slut Garden?
I mean, I was only there for a little bit, but there's really like, there's not really any do's or don'ts at Burning Man in general. So it's kind of
Yeah.
anything goes if you're not hurting someone too bad. Like there was this thing where I was with some people and they were like, "You guys want to shoot some balls?" And we were like, "Yeah." So he gives us this like air powered little like PVC gun with
Oh, like
shoots tennis balls.
potato gun type deal?
potato gun, yeah. And he's like, shoot this guy in the balls. And there's a guy down at the end, like spreading his legs.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
And my friend went
Wow.
up and was like, fuck yeah, and just shot him in the balls. And the guy
Did
was
it-
like, oh, I forgot to tell you, if you hit someone, you have to go down there.
What?
Whoa.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so he was like, yeah.
Did he go down there and get shot in the balls?
Yeah.
Did you shoot him in the balls?
No, because I
Oh,
didn't really shot in the balls.
Wow, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
just
that's
seems
amazing.
terrible, yeah.
It was kind of
I would shoot someone in like the body. I would go like a center mass shot, but that's scary. Balls are they hurt a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and that just happened. It just happened out of the
Yeah,
blue.
just while you're walking around, crazy.
Do you have any other crazy stories you want to share about Burning Man that you'd like to give to the internet? Because we have a couple other questions too, if you would rather we ask you one.
Just ask some questions. 'cause
Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot.
All right, and Charlie, Wolfie and I here at Subject Exchange, our dying question is, what is up with the gifting? Did you do gifting? Because
Yeah,
we heard that
okay.
there's not a currency.
There's no money. Money isn't allowed, ish,
Right.
or whatever.
Like,
You
there's
can probably
no
have
good,
money,
it's
but
just
no one's going to take
exchange
it.
of good and services, right?
Yeah.
From good and services.
Boom.
Yeah.
So we want to know
Weirdest
what
gift?
weirdest gift you
Or
got.
best gift?
What is there anything we should know about the gifting culture? You know, like,
Or funny stories?
yeah.
Putting you on the spot, what's up?
Well, I mean, yeah. Basically, the principle of it is everything is you don't have to pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to a bar, you get whatever, and you have to have your cup. You always have to have your cup. You bring the cup, they fill it up with whatever, and send you on your way. So you come with your gift, and it could be whatever. I don't know. It doesn't. I didn't really come with a gift this year because I was working, so I was like a fucking.
Is it one gift or is it multiple gifts?
What kind of gifts did you see? Yeah.
I received a lot of gifts.
Like, give us some good examples.
So you always, at night, it gets kind of scary because it's really, it gets dark, and if you're walking around, everything's really lit up, and there's neon lights, and people have their bikes, and they're all lit up, and I was walking with my friend, and we weren't wearing any lights or anything, and this guy stops, and he's got this huge backpack. He's like, oh, hey guys, I just go around giving people who don't have lights, so here you go. And he just
Nice.
gave that and left,
Sick.
looking
that's
for the
it?
next person to do that too.
Nice.
Wow, yeah, that guy's cool.
I received like patches, or some woman gave me a very beautiful gift of limoncello that she makes on her farm in Northern California.
Very nice.
Dang.
So it can be anything. It can be
Yeah.
anything that you think is a gift as long you give and you assume to receive.
What gifts did you give?
I sorted people's fucking trash.
I made that
more
shit
of a
clean,
service
goddammit.
gift,
Yeah.
And stayed for a week after they all left while I moved their shit into storage.
Do people have to begrudgingly accept weak, terrible gifts?
I've never had to, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they.
Some bunk ass gifts that are just
Yeah.
complete garbage.
Yeah.
This is definitely just pocket lint.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some grandma's casseroles.
Yeah.
A fruitcake? What?
Our second question, before we get too carried away, is did you hear Sandstorm by Darude?
Yeah.
I wish.
That's how we're gonna exit this podcast is with that song.
I wish I had.
Before the podcast gets too long, we're gonna go ahead and just hop right into our door knocker game. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Wolfie's going
do
first.
it, yeah.
Charlie, you can go ahead and look at those categories if you want. So we have to knock on his head consistently the whole time, but he gets.
Yeah, give me the 10-second door knocker game explanation. Go!
I'm gonna knock on Wolfie's head as hard as I can.
Oh,
He's got a thick skull, so I gotta knock real hard. I'm gonna
got a narc so I could feel it, yeah.
And then you have to answer, I'm gonna give you 3 categories. You have to give me 3 answers for each.
Okay.
All right? Gonna keep it interesting. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Is that hard enough? Is that hard enough?
I thought you were going to ask the question. And
Are
then
you
start
ready? All
knocking.
right. 3 styles of ants. Go.
Ants? Fire ant.
No, bands.
Okay. Skate high. Old school. Eras.
3 Weezer songs.
The sweater song, Undone. Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
This hurts so much. And then the third one. Oh, fuck. Yeah. The one where I'm a swamp. What is that fucking called?
We'll just call it the vacation song. 3 colors that are not in the rainbow.
Oh, God. Chartreuse, goldenrod, and cerulean.
Goldenrod.
Chartreuse.
I'm really good with colors.
Holy
yeah.
fuck.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
I'll go next.
My head is red.
Yeah, that was terrible. Well, you have a really hard skull, so I was really
I'll be
extra
all right.
with you. Well, because last time you were like, you're not knocking hard enough, so now I have to knock hard all the time.
And Charlie, don't worry. We got you a door knocker set of categories, okay?
Yeah, don't worry. You have to do this also.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay,
We'll make
ready?
Charlie go last.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not ready. Wait. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm just going to give you 2 different categories, okay?
Of 3 or 5?
The first one's going to be 3, second one's going to be 5.
Okay.
Are you with
That's
it?
fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready? And I'm knocking. See how irritating it is
Yeah,
when I don't
it's
ask
really
the question
irritating.
yet? Yeah. Okay, so maybe we should start with the question
All right,
while I'm knocking. All right, first one. Name 4 tools of the samurai.
4 tools, a sword,
Okay, 1,
the hands,
2.
feet,
How's
the head.
the head isn't a tool.
What? My hands are
Name a physical
Nunchucks.
object not on his body. Okay,
Nunchucks.
cool.
a black belt.
Name 5 colors longer than 6 letters.
Longer than the fucking magenta
1.
brown.
Nope.
5 letters.
Nope. 1.
Fuck.
Still knocking. What'd you say? Alright, I'll pause.
No,
Okay, I'm keeping the knocking.
Wait, 5 colors longer than 5 letters or
6
6 letters? Can it be 5 letters? Holy
Okay,
fucking
fine.
ball!
It has to
Can
be
you
longer than
name
it, though.
any of those?
Yeah. When I'm not getting my head knocked on.
I didn't, dude. I literally can't think of any.
I already said
6.
2.
What?
Alright, so I've stopped knocking.
I can think of one.
What was the one you said?
Magenta.
Okay, so there's magenta, chartreuse, cerulean. That's 3.
Cerulean.
Oh, right. There's 3 so far, and there's supposed to be 5. You did.
Purple. Okay, and platinum. Yeah.
Longer than 6 letters. Purple is 6 letters.
6 letters or.
Boom.
Okay, yeah, you got me there.
Okay.
Silver, purple.
Silver's for like 5.
So is brown. All right.
All right, that was terrible.
Okay, see,
that was the worst.
That was mean.
I feel like
you just
really...
want to just knock my head really hard. All right, whatever. Let's just torture Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, give him some knocks.
Okay, is that hard enough?
Let's go.
Okay, name 3 Ryan Gosling movies.
Drive.
1,
Place Beyond the Pines.
2, very good.
And the upcoming 2049 Blade Runner movie.
Wow, great.
3 green veggies.
Zucchini.
1,
Broccoli.
2.
Tomatillo.
Nice.
3 Samuel L. Jackson movies.
Pulp Fiction.
1.
That one movie.
That one.
It's, Attack of the Clones.
Oh, nice, yeah. 2. Okay, last one.
Fuck, Black Snake Moan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
That was nice.
Those are all
really
really
nice.
good movies, too, yeah. See, the trick is that Samuel Jackson was in every movie almost. Yeah,
Yeah, so you can
So
just
you
start
can just-
naming movies and you
Yeah.
probably get there eventually.
I think the only franchise he hasn't been in is like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And that's- yeah, right? Yeah.
Is there already a token black character, or did he just miss
There's
out on it?
not one.
You can
There
just say
isn't
any
one.
Quentin Tarantino movie. It's like the
Mhm.
same thing, Quentin Tarantino and or Samuel
you
Jackson
can
movie.
say it.
Yeah.
Was he in Moonrise Kingdom?
That's Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Really, you really
Fuck
brought
me,
shame
yeah.
to me just now.
Podcast should end before.
Yes, yeah.
It's embarrassing. That was a lot of shame to be carried there. Yeah.
Fuck me, god damn it. Alright, yeah, we're not even gonna worry about this. We're just gonna end we're just gonna end quietly. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Do the drum part.
I don't remember.
It's just like.
That's how we end the podcast.
Thank you for listening. I'm Wolfgang
This is Daisy.
and
Charlie,
Special guest, thanks for being here.
thank you guys for having me.
Subjects change, peace out.
make love and